Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A Fix tutorial. This week we're at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, the freshly repaved North Wilkesboro Speedway, so strap in and let's get to it. A lot to go over in this video. I'm going to try the transparency down on the UI, hopefully so that when we go into the in-car you guys can still see the line and I can leave it up. Nobody's really complained about it, but I'm just trying to make it as user-friendly as possible. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to do it like this, I can. Otherwise, I could just hide the lap counter because it is what it is. It's more for you guys than anything. So just leave me your comments down below and I'll go from there. Interesting dynamic here. I feel awful running around this place. Hopefully this video is as informative and, maybe I'm not as bad as I think. Maybe you guys will feel a lot of the same things that I'm feeling. Shifting into fourth on the straightaways and then downshifting into third for the corner. If you don't, you're going to be so bogged down and it's hard to stop the car as well getting into the corner, and then you have no drive off. So you're definitely going to be shifting. One of the things that I've learned, I'm not going to say recently, but it's been a little bit since I've really caught on to it with the shifting. Before, I used to be a big engine braker. I get on the brakes and I'm instantly downshifting, trying to use the engine to slow me down as much as possible. I know I've talked about it in previous videos, especially the road courses. But for this car and even some others, it's not as effective, right? You're chattering the rear tires and you're spinning them or wheel hopping essentially. You might not feel it, but you are chattering the rear tires. So for this, a little bit of different braking technique for me. You can see that I'm on the brakes a lot longer than I'm used to, and then downshifting, and I find that that's making that shift a lot smoother, and I'm not losing the rear tires, and I'm not having it step out as much. My lap 3 going into turn 1, I believe it was one of those where I downshifted a little too soon, spun the rear tires, and about aborted the video and started over. But I powered through it, and I was able to stay in that rhythm. This car on cold tires is miserable. To be honest with you, I did a 25 lap run a few runs ago, and then going back to the fresh cold tires was a bit of a pain. As you can see, the line around here, from watching real life and watching other people run laps around here, you don't really want to run the very bottom lane in turn 1 and 2 because it's got less grip, less banking, all that fun stuff. So you run that little diamond in the middle, and then the 3 and 4, I find the lower I am to the white line, if I hold it too low on exit, there's a dip in the racetrack, and if I hit that dip in the racetrack, once the diffuser catches that, I'm along for the ride. It's like I blow a left rear tire. I just die instantly. So the best that I have found is to try to keep it at least a half a car length up. Again, it's a feel thing. I don't really have that many laps around here. I didn't run very many laps on the old version, and then I haven't really run. I mean, I have no reason to run laps on this version, right? So like my feel for this place is not as good as just about anywhere else because of my lack of experience. Okay, um, but I'm trying my best to help you guys out as much as possible. Again, with the in-car, you can see the little diamond that I'm talking about. And then down here in 3 and 4, again, I'm trying to get used to it. I'm trying to keep it about a car, like a quarter to a half a car width off. And that way I'm not hitting that dip on the exit of 4. This way I'm like going around it essentially, right? I don't really understand how to set up a pass here because I don't really see... I mean, unless people just run super hard and burn their stuff off, I don't really know how passing is going to be here. I think it's just going to be a comfort thing. Like if there's a big speed difference, I think that's about the only way you're going to be able to make passes. But realistically, once you show your nose, hopefully, people kind of concede. I just don't really see much to race with. Maybe there's a lot more grip in 3 and 4 up top, but I don't really know about it. Okay, guys. Again, I feel bad. Like I really don't have a lot of experience here. I don't have any racing experience. The laps that I have run around here more or less are just in the Sarah League, the the super late models and stuff like that. I don't have a whole lot of experience in cars like this, especially on this repave. From what I've seen, whether it's real life or just the few races that I've seen over the years, when the official series does come here, it's definitely hard to race, right? Track position is going to be key. You really want to make sure, in my opinion, that you get a good qualifying spot so that you could try to start up front, manage your tires. I mean, if you're not the leader, I really don't see a world where you can just go up and pass somebody. So probably best to just take care of your tires and just try to avoid trouble. I mean, this is, for me personally, if I was to race this would be a racetrack. Since I don't have a lot of experience, I would more or less just treat it like a Darlington and just race the racetrack per se, instead of trying to overstep my capability as to what I can do and get in trouble. I feel like it's going to be pretty easy to crash here. A lot of tight racing. I really don't know how the groove is going to expand in 3 and 4, because like when I run it in solo car, like I'm significantly slower. Maybe it's me. I think it's more the track. But as the track takes heat with all the cars on it, maybe the rubber moves around in the middle, the top and 3 and 4 become usable. But if that's the case, I think it's going to be really hard to make passes on the bottom, because if they're just fast enough to run the middle lane, they're just going to get a big run off, because you're not going to be able to track out. You can't get the power down as well. You're going to have more wheel input on corner exits, stuff like that. I think it's going to make it even harder to pass. Okay. Again, easy in, easy off. You are going to be shifting, so what I would recommend is just, find a comfortable braking point for you. Get on the brakes, then downshift shortly after. Like I said, every time I was trying to do what I'm used to doing, just using the engine to brake, I was just chattering the rear tires and spinning them and losing control. Little different technique here, and I think it's going to work going forward for just about all the other road courses and stuff like that too. I think it's just the nature of what we're dealing with when it comes to braking and torque and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see whenever we go to a road course again. Like, I'll be trying it out. I was doing it in the truck the other day at Watkins Glen and learning the hard way, because when I ran the pro race, I was downshifting instantly and it was working. I was making great speed, and now it's just chattering the rear tires and that too. So learning as I go here, and unfortunately I don't race enough like I used to. But again, these videos are to try to help you guys. This is definitely one of my weaker tracks, but I really do hope that this still helps you guys get a basic understanding on getting around here if you choose to do so, running races this week. Alright guys, that'll just about do it for this week's video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave a comment down below. If you find that this video was helpful, as always, please consider leaving a like. They're not required, but they are nice. At least I know that I'm doing a good job that way, to see the positive likes and feedback and all that stuff on the videos. You guys have been amazing throughout this, so I really appreciate it. Love doing it for you guys, and as always, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you can see these videos every Monday when they're posted on the Maconi YouTube page. Best of luck this week, and we'll see you on the track.